I'm Pinetop Jackson, and this empty lot behind me is where the Acacia Lodge used to stand. Acacia Lodge number 477 of the Free and Accepted Masons. In this video, we'll talk about the history of the structure that used to stand here. We'll look at vintage maps of the area. We'll visit the grave of the family who lived here before it became the Acacia Lodge. And we'll look at some older footage my friends and I got, so you can see what it looked like inside both before and after the fire that gutted the building. The Acacia Lodge was a cool castle-looking building made of stone with a massive 3-story brick hall added to the back. A virtual forest had grown up around it over the years. This map is from 1949. Here's the lodge. The blue color indicates a stone structure, while the pink indicates brick. Here's a closer view, and we can see the big brick lodge, or temple as they like to call it, the stone house, and a little wood frame entryway. The cornerstone tells us it was built in 1920, but that's just referring to the large brick hall. The stone house was built earlier, probably around the late 1800s or early 1900s. Here's a map from 1910, and you can see it's basically the same shape, with the same entryway, but also a couple wood frame rooms added onto the back, and a matching stone garage in the alley. Notice the address is different. The original address is 426 Cadillac. That's because in 1921, to address a booming population, Detroit renumbered its streets, and 426 Cadillac Avenue became 4132 Cadillac Blvd. Before it became the Acacia Lodge, it was the home of a man named John Fletcher Duntley. We don't know a whole lot about John F. Duntley, but we do know a bit about his son, John W. Duntley, who went on to become a successful businessman and founded a global company that's still in business to this day. But his parents, Betty and John F. Duntley, are buried in Denton Cemetery, a small graveyard about 45 minutes west of here. So I thought we'd take the drive over there and visit their grave. Oh, I see it. So hard to read. It's got the old English D for Duntley. So hard to make out though. John Fletcher Duntley was born in 1842. Around the age of 20, he married a woman named Betsy Lyons, and their first son, John Wheeler Duntley, was born in Wyandotte, Michigan in 1863. In 1901, at the age of 38, eldest son John W. founded the Chicago Pneumatic Tool Company. Notably bankrolled by Charles M. Schwab, Chicago Pneumatic became an influential global company that is still in business to this day. The father, John F., died in 1913 at the age of 71 from an untreated kidney failure. It is said that his wife Betsy lived in the Cadillac Blvd home until she died in 1918. It appears the surviving Duntley children tried renting out rooms in the house before selling it to the Acacia Lodge. To add their temple to the back of the stately stone home, the Acacia Lodge took out a loan for $50,000. The cornerstone was laid in September of 1920. Meanwhile, over in Chicago, John W. died after getting hit by a truck in 1921. He died a multimillionaire at the age of 58. After a wealthy lodge member passed away and left a large sum of money to the Acacia Lodge, they paid off their mortgage in 1931. According to research done by Red from This Building Matters, the temple was home to family parties for members, father and son events, Founders Day parties, and banquets. In addition to housing Acacia Lodge number 477, numerous other groups and clubs utilized the space, most notably Chapter 420 of the Order of the Eastern Star. Red goes on to describe the decline of Detroit's fraternal organizations throughout the 1940s and 50s, and how Acacia Lodge 477 fizzled out in the 1960s. The structure was listed for sale in June 1967. We don't know if it ever sold though, so we don't really know how long the Acacia Lodge had been sitting vacant and deteriorating before it caught fire one final time in October 2024. My friends and I had the opportunity to explore the ruins just about a month before that final blaze, and the footage from that trip is what I'll share with you now.
I know. Oh wow. I know. That's pretty.
You can see even before the fire, the building was in pretty bad shape.
We should all be standing on this floor at the same time.
See. The Grand Matron's over here. Oh wow. You can tell at some point someone put a lot of time and money into fixing up the roof of the hall. See a bit of it on that wall too. Oh wow. Yeah, this is incredible. Yeah. Nice. In 2009, a man named Ray left his memories of the Acacia Lodge on the DetroitFunk website. Ray says, I have fond remembrances of attending functions at this lodge as a child from 1956 to 1961. My mother was high up in the Eastern Star organization. My child's eye was awed by its beauty. I remember plush green patterned carpet, richly varnished mahogany wainscot and trim, and shiny leather perimeter seating. Seeing this really makes me nostalgic. My mother died in 1961, just after achieving worthy advisor status in the Order of the Eastern Star. I also remember a large room in the basement that had a stage with a painted scenic backdrop. That's where refreshments were served after meetings or ceremonies. My first but not last encounters with chocolate sheet cake. All of us kids would prance around the stage while our parents partied. I remember it quite vividly. Without any photos of the Acacia Lodge when it was active, these descriptions paint a pretty good picture in our head. Thank you for that, Ray, wherever you are. In October 2024, the Acacia Lodge suffered a devastating fire. Once extinguished, the city of Detroit placed an emergency demolition order on the walls that still stood. As soon as I could, I paid one final visit. But I didn't try to climb inside. It looked like a strong gust of wind could send those brick walls crashing down. A few days later, nothing was left, just another empty field on the east side of Detroit. I feel fortunate we had the chance to see the place, Acacia Lodge 477 of the Free and Accepted Masons, before it was gone.